Cause be fucking for real. Be fucking for real.
Yo, yo, let me address the crowd. What the fuck?
Oh my fucking god.
Yo, that was wildin'. Like wildin'. It's the Bree and D show. Come on, man.
Hello. How are you
You,
guys tonight?
you.
I'm feeling good. It's fucking Sunday. It's Sunday, y'all. I had a great weekend. Real busy, but it was definitely fucking fun.
You look great, by
How
the
about you,
way, and
Derek?
you look great. I want to say that in your dress
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
beginning.
So now I have to give y'all a little bit
Wait,
of
hold on, hold
what
on, hold on,
story?
hold on. I have a question for you though, and this is very,
Yes.
very important. Were y'all really in the club saying "Hey, baby"? Because
No.
okay, so so obviously, welcome to the episode. So at the beginning, y'all heard Fabo screaming, Barbara at the back at the end of "Tatted Up." I don't know why. So I was leaving work today, and somebody was in the parking lot yelling. And I was like, this motherfucker sound like Fabo. So I naturally get in the car. I was like, well, now I got to listen to Tatted Up because I have to hear Fabo screaming. So it used to be Apple Music would keep playing the song until you picked it. Like if you picked a single song, it would just keep playing it. It would end and keep playing it.
Right.
Now it just
But
plays
now it
something.
does a playlist thing, right?
Or it just plays something that's similar or whatever. So the next song was "Hey Baby" by Hurricane Chris. And I was like, yo, were niggas in New Orleans really in the club saying "Hey baby"? Because
No, I don't. I mean, probably actually.
that man said white folks
We in the club
gangsters,
side, hey baby.
white folks gangsters and the thugs. I'm everybody hollering "Hey baby." So my question to you, as a motherfucker who comes from that area, was y'all really in the club saying "Hey baby"? But
And
let
when
me
the song came on, yes, but like
hold
just
on.
normally,
Let's see. What year did "Hey baby" come out? You want to know what we say in the club? April 10th of 2007. So how old were you when this even came out?
2007, I was like probably 14.
Were you? How old was I?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because
that's
that was
right.
the year I went
Yeah,
to high school.
yeah, that's right. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy.
But I don't. I think that they used to be high. Like when that song came on, yes. But like just like if you were in a club fucking dancing, ain't nobody just yelling, "Hey, baby!" That's fucking weird.
I mean, you know what? Shout out to Hurricane Chris because while I'm not gonna say I've ever actually listened to a full Hurricane Chris album, I will say his singles usually give you what you need. He's good for one.
It's a club hit.
Yeah, for sure. So I liked Halle Berry too. That was my shit. Players Rock. That was
Oh
my
yeah,
shit.
Halle Berry,
Yeah.
Halle
So
Berry. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Shout out to Hurricane Chris. This you will find very interesting. So y'all have heard lately that we've had like little pop culture moments and stuff like that to intro the pod, and that's why you hear Fabo screaming Barbara at the beginning of this one. So the very first one, do you remember what it was that we added to the intro? Think about it, because you wouldn't stop
Was it?
saying it.
It wasn't. It wasn't Pound Town. Was it
Yes, it
Pound
was.
Town?
It was Pound Town. So,
My coochie peak, my booty hole brown.
right. So shout out to Nap. She was actually the first person I let hear our podcast. Like when I was doing the edit, I sent it to my homegirl Nap, which is my cousin's best friend, basically family. I was like, let me know what you think. She's like, it's dope. Y'all got your own style. I love how y'all talk about current things and stuff like that. So Nap posted, and tonight we're the BET Awards, and we're going to talk about that in a second. Nap posted
Yes.
on her Snapchat, she was like, St. Louis at the BET Awards showing out. And I was like, who the fuck is that? Sexy Red is actually from St. Louis, and I did not know that.
Sexer. Oh, is she?
She's from St. Louis, and I didn't know that.
So Pound Town originated in Derek's backyard,
That's right.
guys.
I'm out of town, thugging with my rounds.
He was probably the one that took Sexy Red to Pound Town, guys. He put her through the what?
I
The
don't know that chick.
mattress.
I do not know that chick. Real shit, though, looking at her, she looked like she from the West Side. I'm not gonna front. She definitely looks like she's from the West Side. Where's that page? Let's see. So Big Boss Vet. I don't know who she is. She was there. She performed on the red carpet. I don't know what her song is. And then
Who?
Big Boss Vet. She performed on the red carpet show.
Never heard of her. No.
Sexy Red definitely looked like a chick from the West Side. I'm not lying.
Sexy Red is. She doesn't live up to her name. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, look, she's from St. Louis, so I gotta like the way when the homeboy Kaz, and shout out to Kaz, when he found out that Ice Spice went to SUNY, which is I think he went to SUNY Purchase for a while. He was like, oh shit, from my alma mater, so I gotta rep for Ice Spice. So I don't know, man. I did not know that homegirl's from St. Louis, and I don't know exactly what part of St. Louis she's from, but she looked like she from the West Side. I'm just gonna say it. I might be wrong, but she definitely looked like she from the West Side of St. Louis. Anyway, shout out to Sexy Red. You know, out of town, thugging with your rounds, your coochie pink, your booty hole brown. You know how it goes. So anyway, you had something you were about to say before we get into things.
Oh, so to touch on this subject, when Derek said I looked really nice, I had a formal dinner that I had to go to in
Yes.
downtown Dallas.
And let me tell you something.
Not that I had to go to.
I was gonna say, what was it for?
So the one of my really really good friends, I've been friends with her for a very long time. Her birthday is on the 21st of June.
Okay.
She is a Cancer. She just missed the Gemini path, but she had a formal dinner. I always show up to her events, which that is one thing about me. I am one of those friends. I will always show up to your events, and it doesn't matter how much it costs. I will show up because I obviously had to buy a new dress, heels, everything. I even brought out the Louis Vuittons for that night. And I had to, the actual dinner was $100 a plate. But that's
Holy
neither here nor
shit.
there. It was very, very fancy, very elegant, very beautiful, and you had to dress formal. So, of course, I had to send Derek, my pictures showing me being an upstanding young woman, and he complimented me as he always did. Derek is great to me. You guys, if you're ever feeling down, Derek can pick you the fuck up.
Look, I'm gonna
I
tell you
mean
right
it.
now, that ain't going for everybody. You get that.
Derek is great to me, guys. I can call Derek and vent to him, and he will talk me down. Like, Derek, I honestly, you guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's amazing. I don't know what else to say about him. He's amazing. He literally makes me feel like I'm the only woman in the world sometimes. Like, if I'm having a bad day, Derek makes me laugh. We're there for each other. We're just two peas in a pod doing a podcast together.
Yeah. And that's not to say that everything's perfect, because we argue too. But
we do. We
we were recording one time and we started screaming. I was like, you know what? I'm done.
Yes.
And then you were like,
And the funny thing, y'all
like,
hear
this shit happens, who
bits and
cares?
pieces of it. Yeah, and the funny thing is that I actually, I was a little bit nervous because I thought he was, extremely mad at me. And I was like, people argue, move
Yeah.
on, we're adults.
and this is probably the first time we've ever discussed it since then. Like, it just doesn't matter. We've been.
It doesn't, because
we're
you know
way too
what? At
close,
the end of the day, exactly, we love each other.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
what the fuck? I'm not going anywhere, and neither is he. So I'm not gonna let an argument stop the. What's that saying? One monkey don't stop the show, and
Yeah,
monkey being the argument. We're not gonna.
absolutely. That's my
So,
mom's favorite line. She's like, "One monkey don't stop no show." So,
but I'm about to buy Derek a pair of Crocs, y'all.
that's not
So
gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. By the
you
way, we have
can't
a
tell me what
conversation.
to do with my
Yeah, okay,
money.
whatever. We'll have a conversation about that on overtime. Y'all stay tuned for this week's episode of overtime. Because we're not wasting the time on it right here. I tell you that much. Um, but again, I do want to tell you, you look absolutely ravishing. So shout out to you. You look
Thank
good today.
you. Thank you. And I got like honestly, so I had to walk from parking to the Tower Dallas. Even a white man stopped me and he said, "I don't know if I'm your type, but if I
Nope.
am, give me a
Nope.
call." And
Nope.
he gave me his number. And the funny thing is, he was an attractive white man. He kind of looked like Ryan Gosling. So
He gave you his
I felt
number.
beautiful.
Hold the fucking
Yes,
phone.
he gave me.
Hold on.
He gave.
Yeah, we gonna have a conversation after this. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, I felt beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, and Derek definitely, he was actually the first person to see me after I got dressed. So, I definitely had to show him. But hey, moving right along, let's get into the motherfucking show, guys.
BET
Tonight was the
Awards.
BET Awards. Derek got
Biggest
to
night in the
see it. I
culture.
didn't.
Biggest night for the
So,
culture. So something I noticed. Let's see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. Jesus Christ. 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I count 21 categories. On the actual live show, I only saw, and I'm not joking, and I did not leave. I had it on my iPad, and I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, which I think I've put like 90 some odd hours in right now. But I'm playing, not only am I playing Tears of the Kingdom, I'm playing Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Final Fantasy 16, and going back and playing Final Fantasy 7 Remake to refresh myself on it. So I was playing Zelda, watching the show at the same time. So I just said, how many did I say? 21? What did I say? 14, 21? How many awards did I say that I count total? How many categories?
20 something. It was 20
Okay.
something.
So of 20, I saw one, two, three, four, five, six. They only gave out 6 awards tonight that I counted. Um, but it was a good.
Damn. And how long was the show?
It started at fucking like 7, and it didn't end till what? Right before we started recording, so 11. It was a 4-hour show. However,
Oh,
keeping the
wow.
keep this in mind. This is the 50th. This August will be the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So a lot of the show was based around performances celebrating hip hop. Those who are still with us, those who have passed on, all the moments, big stuff like. Um, so a lot of the show was taken up there. So as far as the winners of the other awards, I guess I'll have to check, and I tell you what, I will put that information on the blog so you guys can get this week's episode of Overtime on the blog, as well as the award winners. So, best new artist went to Coco Jones. Other nominees in the category: Ice Spice and Glorilla. I could have sworn, was Glorilla not nominated last year?
I don't. She should have been because Glorilla been around. If I'm, let me remember correctly. So
FNF definitely came out last year. I felt like she. Let's see the
yeah, it did
2022
because I remember
nominees.
them saying it was the song of the summer. I'm trying to remember. What yeah, it was the song of the summer for sure last summer. So yeah, it definitely came out last year.
No,
So I don't see why she wouldn't have been.
Lotto won Best New Artist last year. But then why the fuck was she nominated this year as well? No, Ice Spice was nominated. Okay, I'm bugging.
Ice Spice was nominated, and I know that Ice Spice didn't win anything because they said that she was doing, they did her dirty. Here's the thing: Ice Spice isn't a good artist. She's popular. I like Ice
Well,
Spice though.
I'm not gonna go into it because y'all know how I felt. I've probably said it here a million times, so
Well,
I
I
won't.
mean, here's the thing: you agree she's not a
Yeah,
good
I
artist,
don't.
but she's popular.
I
But
don't
I like her.
find. I don't. I think that she's popular, and especially for me and my cousin were having a conversation about this last night, and I was like, "You remember that record you wrote?" And he was like, "Damn." He was like, "You remember that?" Because I was telling like we're all just sitting around having a conversation, and I was like, yo, this nigga did some wild shit. They was like, what happened? I tell him the story. He was like, damn. He was like, you remember that? I was like, yeah. He was like, that was like, it's like, that's like 21 years ago. He was like, damn, it sure was. And he was like, it's crazy. I was like, the crazier thing is that the record came at the wrong time. Because if you make that record today with social media and everything, you'd have taken off. You had to get on a label back then, so it wouldn't have worked then. You know what I'm saying? And getting discovered by a label when you're in the Midwest is kind of tough, despite everybody saying, oh, Nelly opened the doors, which he did, shout out to Mo. But there still are no major labels here in St. Louis, so it was still a hell of a situation to try to get on. So we were having this conversation, and, basically boiling down to a lot of people who aren't really talented are in the public eye because of social media. All you need is, like, that one song. What's old boy name? Pooh Shiesty, who got locked up.
My baby.
I say it right. Say it right, because when I heard "A Baby," I was like, now I get it. Now, because every time when you would say "baby," say it how you really say it. Don't do that. Say it how you really say it.
I don't. The thing is,
No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Say it how you really say it.
I'm conscious of it right now, so I
You
can't say it
motherfucker.
because I'm.
Okay.
That thing you pointed it out, so I'm conscious of it right now. So I'm gonna be weary of it. And I
Got
always
you.
tell people that if you want me to say it, you just have to listen to me. Because if you point it out, I'm conscious of it
But
now.
when it comes
Like
out, it's funny. Um, but Pooh Shiesty was
I
on
don't
that record.
understand how that's funny.
When Pooh Shiesty was on that record with Old Boy, and I forgot, it was like a TikTok challenge. What was the Junebug challenge? Remember that shit?
No, but we had talked about that before, and I said I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was.
Spot 'em, got 'em, Pooh Shiesty and whoever, like, that fucking song. It wasn't a good song. It just had enough in it
It had a yeah.
that could fill up a TikTok video, and that's how it went viral. Now, Pooh Shiesty in the joint, I don't know where the dude is. The other little dude, I haven't heard anything from him since. But you create a hit in a vacuum. Most people only remember a few seconds of truly popular songs right now, and that's because they discovered them via TikTok. And it's gotten to the point where labels are asking artists to make songs that can go viral on TikTok, or they won't put their project out. And that's fucking nuts. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to shit on Homegirl, but it's like, nah. Because they put some people on stage and everybody got one record, and they let Ice Spice do two. And I was just like, why? Why? What has she done where she deserves to do two records where they brought out Fab and he got to do Breathe? And I forgot they brought out Ja. And not for nothing, I'm going to say this about Rule, and I'll try to say this is the last time I'm going to say it. But everybody who keeps going online saying, well, 50 ruined his career, that's not true. Murder Inc. got raided by the feds. The feds have a 97% conviction rate. People like Ja Rule never had hits. And it's like people who were barely alive at the time. I'm like, how old are you? They're like 19. I was like, okay, so you don't know any better, so I'm going to school you. They're like, Ja Rule was never a big artist. And I tell them, like, dog, you couldn't turn on the radio without hearing 3 or 4 Murder Inc. songs within an hour.
Absolutely. RULE.
Literally. So when Ja hit the stage at the BET Awards tonight, the reaction, everybody was like, oh shit, Ja Rule. I was like, the same people will get online and tell you he was never a big star. That's absolutely insane. And that reaction tonight and that fucking Versus proved it. That man had hits. People need to stop acting
Yeah.
like you can appreciate 50 and Ja. Like whatever happened between them is a real thing. It's a real Queens thing. It's a real personal thing. But that don't mean you can't like Ja or you have to shit on Ja because you like Get Rich or Die Trying.
Right, and that's always weird to me. It's like, I guess I think, to be honest with you, the only people that I guess you really had to choose from was, East Coast or West Coast, because but they were both from New York, and I mean, why couldn't they? I'm from New York. Yeah, hey, remember that song?
They from
I'm from New
Queens. Ja's
York,
from Hollis
New
and 50's from
York.
Jamaica, Southside Jamaica. 50's from the same hood. Nicki Minaj and a couple other rappers from Queens are from. But
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
they're from Queens. Queens got like you got to remember Nas, Nori's from Left Rack City, which is in Queens. Prodigy's technically not really from Queens, but Havoc is. So Mob
Let me
Deep.
ask you a question. You think
Yeah.
they all knew each other at some point?
I mean, Prodigy's book is very interesting. He talks about a lot of that shit. He talks about how E Moneybags got killed and like Stretch and like Pac having connections to people in Queens. Like Queens, like just if let me just run down. I have a playlist of artists from Queens, and I'll send it to you on Apple Music. Nas, Mob Deep, Akinelli, Nicki, we'll say Mob Deep, um, Ja, and basically most of Murder Inc., 50 and most of G Unit. Um,
Murder,
fuck, who else?
murder.
Now I gotta pull up the plate. Like, there's a ton of rappers from Queens. Like me and my friend had this conversation. I was like, Queens has the biggest contribution to hip hop. He was like, you leaving out Long Island. Action Bronson, Tribe Called
I love
Quest,
Action Bronson.
Run DMC, Capone Noriega, Cool G Rap, LL Cool J. Um, who else that I haven't already mentioned? Black Sheep, um, the Lost Boys. This playlist is a ton of Nas. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a huge Nas fan. But Ja, like I said, like the contribution that Queens um, has given to the rap game is insane. Boss, who signed Nicole, who signed Dreamville,
Yes.
Mike Geronimo. There's a ton of. It's 120 songs, 7 hours and 51 minutes of of just artists from Queens. I'll send it to you.
Thank you. I actually like that Derek does his little playlist thing. Hey, but speaking of, so JT and Uzi got into a fight
Yes,
at the
I'm
BET
glad you went there
Awards.
because I was definitely gonna go there. So
You know
please,
what I found weird?
what's that?
I had a feeling. I was like, I was gonna say, I was like, I bet you was fighting over him saying something to Ice Spice or looking at her or something. And
Apparently that's what it was, and they showed she threw her phone at him for looking at Ice Spice and apparently flirting with her. And then like everybody's like it's speculation, and the actual video came out, and it's JT getting up to leave and Uzi trying to follow her. You can see that there's tension there. You can see it all on JT face, and you can see the way that Uzi is following up behind her. So I mean, here we go with this
Uzi
shit.
just don't know. He's so lucky to have her fine ass,
Yeah, I'm not
beautiful
a
self.
huge. I would prefer Miami over JT, but JT's gorgeous as well. And Uzi, I'm looking like, bro, you kind of look like a gargoyle. Like
Stop.
because does he not? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
He definitely weird fucking looking. When he was doing that Leslie Chow shit and going as them and they.
Oh
Shut
fuck! I
up.
forgot about. Well, fuck that. Remember when he wanted to be the Vision from the Avengers and have the damn stone embedded in
The
his fucking
diamond in
head?
his head,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so like Uzi's a
So
different.
so you was Vision and JT was gonna be Wanda.
I guess so. Uzi kicked off the show, by the way, with "I Just Want to Rock," and look, man, I really find it funny that Philly got so many crazy dope MCs, and they all went nuts. So, like, "I Just Want to Rock" feels like a rave song.
It doesn't even have any fucking. I don't like it. It doesn't even have
And
fucking
then
words.
Drama saying it's the new anthem for Philly, and then Meek was like, "Yo, Drama, you sound real fucking goofy right now." And to a man, I still think "Dreams and Nightmares" intro is it's definitely for this generation and the generation right before. Like, people think Will Smith is corny, but I don't know too many places where you go where the summer starts off where you don't hear Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff's "Summertime." Like, you could be at a day party or something,
Summer,
like some
summer,
that
summertime.
record is timeless.
Time
So
to sit back and rewind.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see it for I Just Want to Rock. I really don't see it. I really really don't see it. That record
Hey
does
Derek,
nothing
does
for
my
me.
singing be throwing you off sometimes? Cause I'm always singing.
I mean, I'm used to it
I'm,
now. I'm used to it.
I do like to sing.
She does. It doesn't bother me. I'm used to it now. But um, why would Uzi do that? Like, right there, like, damn, this girl's sitting right here, nigga. What are you doing? What's up with your man?
Hey, to be honest with you, some niggas are just not self-aware. Like, I'm Uzi, what the fuck? Like, I mean, he is multiple people apparently, them and
So
they.
which
So
one was
maybe it
flirting with
wasn't.
JT is the
Maybe it
question.
was Leslie.
Leslie Child. That is fucking nuts. I forgot he came up with that alternate persona for himself. Or themselves.
I
I don't
thought it
fucking
was.
know, man. I don't know, man. Uzi's a wild dude. Like I said, though,
He a
best new
wild
artist
boy.
to Coco Jones. Congratulations to Tiana Spike T. Taylor for winning Video Director of the Year. I'm not sure what the video was for, but shout out to T, man. She's killing it. Tiana Taylor's super talented, and this we've known since she was 16 years old when she was signed to Pharrell and she did My Super Sweet 16 on MTV. We always knew she was talented. And
Yes, and she was a cutie then.
yeah, she is fucking marvelous. I remember she basically said she never really auditioned for Kanye. She was in the studio when they were working on the um can we get more higher? That shit. And she was like, I wasn't signed or nothing. I just happened to be in the
So
studio. Right. And
high.
she was like, I knew that I had to get on the record. So she was like, I just started harmonizing right there by the mixing board.
Do you remember Christmas in Harlem?
Oh my fucking God, I love Christmas in Harlem. Yes.
That's actually, if y'all ever hear me, so maybe during Christmas time, y'all might hear me sing it. And I know my singing kind of probably like hurts y'all's eardrums now. But
love
for
Christmas in
some
Harlem.
reason, I can hit those notes perfectly and I sound very good singing that song.
Who else is
Maybe
on
it's
there?
because
Is
I've been
Dipset
singing
on
it for
there?
years.
I think
Huh?
Jim is on there.
Who?
I think Jim Jones is on there. Interestingly enough, him and Pusha T.
I think it. Shit, I think he is. I just can't remember now because there was so many people on there. Fuck. Okay, you know what? We
pulled it up
gonna
already.
figure it out. Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Can we
Um,
get much higher?
Kanye, Tiana Taylor, Sci-Hi the
Sigh
Prince.
high.
There is a remix with the Diplomats on it though.
It is okay, cool. So we're not crazy. Every year on Christmas, it's really cute because my brother, like, when we're getting ready for the holidays, he always plays it. That's actually our Christmas anthem. Of
That
course, we have
is
the
my
regular ones
shit.
where, yes, it's a beautiful song.
Oh,
Also,
I'm Mr. Christmas.
so
I have Christmas playlists in Apple and Spotify, and I send them to people every year. I'm Mr. Christmas. Like, I don't even really care.
and
about Halloween.
his mom is even better, and I fucking love it.
My
His mom
mom,
is so extra when it comes to Christmas
my
decorating.
mom,
It's
like
beautiful.
most people put their tree up on Black Friday. My mom puts hers up the night before Thanksgiving. It is a whole thing. Like, she makes my dad start on the lights like that Monday the week of Thanksgiving. We are
I love
really
it.
big holiday people. So, yeah, man. Michael Bublé, Bing Crosby, Silver Bells, of course Donny Hathaway. This
Christmas
Christmas,
just ain't Christmas
Chris
without the
Brown. This
one
Christmas.
you love.
Um,
Oh, you know whose Christmas album was actually kind of dope? And guys, don't hate me for this,
who?
but I really, really love Justin Bieber.
I haven't heard it, but I'm pretty sure it's actually dope.
It's good.
Biebs has got some joints. Oh. So
It's good.
yeah, I can't wait till we get to the Christmas season, to the holiday season. We really gonna hit y'all niggas over the head with some
Y'all
content.
think I
Just
be
wait.
singing now?
We really gonna hit y'all niggas over the head with some content. Wait, just fucking wait. Other than that, this was the big moment of the night. So they went to commercial break and they came back, and you hear like the opening like seconds of Hotel Lobby, Quavo and Takeoff, and that's one of my favorite
Oh,
like Migos records. And then they go to the stage. The stage is blacked out, and we see two figures up there. And we just saw uh, Quavo and Offset together with Takeoff's family to celebrate Takeoff's birthday, and saw them
yeah.
having that conversation. And they took it all the way to the BET stage, man. And
I'm gonna have to go watch it.
it had I just checked it out on it's on YouTube already. It had 5,300 views already. That quick, like that it got
It's
uploaded.
really, to be honest with you guys, it's still heartbreaking that, you know.
It is, and if you go back and check the Twitter interactions at the time, everybody was like, "Okay, I'm legit." Like I teared up a little bit. Like that was a moment. That like so they played Hotel Lobby, and then they did Bad and Bougie. They had dancers come out, the whole nine.
That's it's still very sad. I
It
mean,
is.
I know it's this is just words, but I just want to put this message out there. We got to stop the violence, guys. It's what's the point, you know?
They were
What's
just
the
talking
point?
about this on the Joe Budden podcast, obviously, because Tax Stone got sentenced to 35 years. And I remember
Yeah,
when Troy
for
Ave was murdered,
killing Tori Ab's
bodyguard,
bodyguard.
and he said it was self defense because Troy Ave bodyguard punched him first. Troy Ave is an interesting situation because I find it funny that he talked all that stuff, and then he was like, people were like, "Well, you a snitch for going and taking a stand." He was like, "Well, he killed my man." Well, like that was a real fucked up situation. Like the dude who got killed, Banger, his family, Troy Ave tried to pay for the funeral. His family wouldn't even take the money because they blame him because he just couldn't shut up. He was all in the Breakfast Club. I'm a real nigga. I'm the new 50 Cent. Niggas ain't been hard in New York since 50. I feel like I'm the new 50, this, that, and the third. And when that shit really came down to it, his man's lost his life. Well, they gave Tax 35 consecutive years. And
Well, I want to say this about that situation. Here's the thing: you are a bodyguard of a rapper. You are supposed to use your body to guard him. So his family can't really be upset because that's the job that he took,
that is the
right?
job that he took. But also, I guess it was more than just some bodyguard shit. It was one of them situations, from my understanding, where it's like, this is your man's, and now you got on, and you happen to just be like a really big dude, and your man's needs security. So why don't I just pay my homeboy to do it? That way, I'm putting my man's on and giving him some money. And then at the end of the
Yeah,
day, just like remember when T.I. homeboy got killed, they shot him on the highway. I think it was in Ohio or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah, like so it's like hip hop glorifies violence. Cause if you go into the court, then it's you cooperated. Like look at the fucking Gunner situation. That man came home and everybody calling him a snitch. And then you got that was another conversation they had on the Joe Budden podcast. Like the Gunna album came out last week, and everybody's like, "Fuck, it's phenomenal." And they're like, everybody who was talking all that snitch shit, that album has way too many good numbers as far as like sales and
I heard
streams.
one song from it and I liked it, so I'm
They
gonna say
said they said the
that.
album is fire. I'm not gonna run and listen to it now to be controversial because I'm not a big Gunna fan, so it wouldn't do anything for me. Well, then Thug, they
Well, remember how we were saying that Atlanta was talking about how they didn't fuck with him, and they was like, "Oh, everybody in the club, if you play his song,
mm-hmm.
everybody just stop." But then he was the number one album in
Yeah.
Atlanta, so somebody playing it. But
Um,
Thug just dropped the album. Did you hear it?
See, that's where the conversation went. A lot of people were like, "So this Thug album does not sound good," and apparently there's a voicemail recording on there where he was apparently talking to Baby, little Baby, and was like, "If you want to respond, do it on my album. It's coming out next week." And I don't know, but apparently that album does not sound good. They say you can tell it's old verses, and they just had a bunch of throwaways and threw it together and shit like that. It does not sound like a Thug album.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
don't
I
know.
haven't heard it, but I mean, I'm to be honest with you, since this is a hip hop podcast, I do have to give both of them a listen. So next week's episode, you will definitely hear my opinion on both of them. So
You should write something for the blog. You should definitely write something for the blog on the albums. It's just my opinion. I don't fucking know. Who the fuck am I? But yeah, we need to stop glorifying violence in hip hop, because the funny thing is, when hip hop started, it was about graffiti, breakdancing, MCing, and all that stuff. And this is not to shit on NWA or Cool G Rap or anybody like that. I know NWA definitely felt like Common was talking directly to them, and what more importantly, Ice Cube, Mac 10. I'm sorry. Yeah, Cube was out of NWA by the time Common did I Used to Love Her, and that was a whole situation. But hip hop does glorify violence, unfortunately. So
yeah, it does.
we've lost the
So
sense of what it was. Two turntables and a microphone, graffiti, beatboxing, breakdance, and all that shit. Those elements hardly exist anymore. Because even the turntables, they're there to a certain extent, but a Serato is not a real record player. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
so I don't know. It's really sad, but
Again, like I said, we gotta stop the violence, guys.
we
It's
definitely
cool
do.
to talk about, but hey,
That's the thing.
how about we
People don't know where to separate. Think about how many rappers who have dropped
exactly
gun charges, just gun charges alone.
Wayne being one of them?
Wayne and Ja got arrested the same night. They were locked up in the same holding area together, and they happened to have the same lawyer. That's crazy.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and get into these BET
The
awardees now.
rest,
Actually, no longer
yeah.
nominations, right?
So, best female hip hop artist: Cardi, Coi Leray, Glorilla, Ice Spice, Lotto, Meg, and Nicki Minaj were nominated. Lotto won. Best Her, I'm not sure what the hell that is. Lizzo, twice nominated in this category. Pink Panther is featuring Ice Spice, Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, Rihanna, and Ludwig Göransson, and Coi Leray. Beyonce won for Break My Soul. Viewers Choice Award: Beyonce, Drake and 21 Savage, SZA, Jack Harlow, Nicki Minaj, Lizzo, Burna Boy, Future, Drake, and Tim's. Beyonce won again for Break My Soul.
Somebody said, not to cut you off, but somebody said if the BET Awards was in Beyonce's backyard, she wouldn't be
She
home.
still wouldn't show up. She still wouldn't show up. And then Best International Act went to Burna Boy. So those are the only awards that I actually saw be given out on the live show. And again, they had the 50th Hip Hop Celebration, so I would imagine that has a lot to do with it. They also did a tribute to the late great Tina Turner, and Miss Patti LaBelle, the glorious, beautiful Patti LaBelle, got up
So I
there.
have a question after this. Actually, I have a really good question.
Okay. So Patty sang "Simply the Best" and didn't know the words to the song, and she let us know. She was like, "I don't know the words, and I cannot see the words in the teleprompter." So she had. This is in real time that she said this. She had to wing most of it. So shout out to Patti LaBelle. I remember when they did. Remember when VH1 used to do hip hop honors, and they would pick certain people and they would honor. They did the Beastie Boys one time, and this is when MCA was sick, and rest in peace to MCA. He died of cancer. So I think it may have been "No Sleep to Brooklyn." I can't remember what the song was, but KRS-One got up there and basically did his own little verse, and niggas was like, "This is not the song." But he was like, giving props to MCA. He's like, "Adam, get well." So they gave him. They was like, "Okay, it's KRS-One," and obviously he was bigging up this man because BDP and Beastie Boys, they're from that era together. So I would assume he had a very personal relationship with MCA. So then one time they did Biggie, and do you remember this? What was your man's name? God damn it. The Make You Feel Like, or what was that nigga name? Oh God. Rich Homie Quan. You remember?
Oh, I love Rich Homie Quad.
He did not know the words to Get Money, but he didn't know Biggie's verse. He said, "You want to Biggie say play Nintendo was." Rich homie Quan got up there and said Alamo or some shit like that. And niggas was tearing him up on Twitter. They was like, who the fuck is Alamo?
Stop. Y'all, Derek is.
They were like, how the fuck do you not know the words to Get Money? They tore that nigga up. And then he went on the Breakfast Club. And I remember Charlemagne asking him, I don't exactly remember what happened, but they tore Rich Homie Quan up. And truth be told, I don't remember him having any big moments after that. I think that might have been it. Hip hop was like, nah, nigga, that's it. We're not fucking with you. You don't know the words to Get Money? Come on now. Come on, shit. That was like Kim's first real appearance. Like, come on, man.
Want. Get Money.
Classic record. What you say? Get Money. Yo, they tore Rich Homie Quan ass up for that shit for a pause. He did not live that.
Get off my man. Not too much of my man.
Alamo. It was like, who the fuck is Alamo?
And not too much on my man's, Neil.
Shout out to Quan, man. That's fucking nuts. So yeah, Patti LaBelle did not know the words to Simply the Best. And then of course they did a tribute to all those who passed away, not only musicians but actors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Within the last week, Big Pokey unfortunately passed away, collapsed on stage, if I'm not mistaken. And you know how people are. That fucking video got retweeted a million times. Big Pokey was huge for Houston, especially like the culture, like so I know a lot of people were hurt behind that one. So
yeah,
rest in peace to Big Pokey, and condolences, to all his family and friends. And then they gave my man his flowers finally, dog. I've been listening to Busta Rhymes since I was like 9 or 10 or something like that. 9, because Tribe Called Quest Low End Theory came out in 91, and Busta was on Scenario, right? And Busta was fucking phenomenal, right? And then he went on to acting. He was in Higher Learning. He killed that shit. Fuck, what else is Busta? Like, so I went to the New York State of Mind tour last summer. It was nice.
Why I just got on Instagram and it's the first post is about Patti LaBelle not knowing the words.
She didn't know the fucking words. But it's Patti LaBelle, so we gotta excuse that. Yo, y'all are not about to go in on Patti LaBelle. Sorry.
No, not at all. Oh, do you remember that Outkast song? And Patti LaBelle was in the song and the video. And I cannot remember this.
The song, the Outkast song is Ghetto Music. The Patti LaBelle song that they sampled is Love and Need and Want You. I don't know if that's that.
And she was in the video.
She was in the video when Big Boy.
And it was, I found that phenomenal. I don't know why I love that video so much.
Patti LaBelle's a legend.
I don't know.
So we not too much on Patti LaBelle on social media. We're not going to do that. Also, when they got to the Miami portion of the Hip Hop 50, Luke and all them came out. Trina came out with Trick, and they did Nan, which still goes fucking hard to this day. Is Trina pregnant?
Huh?
Is Trina pregnant?
I didn't hold her. I know she just got engaged. I don't know about her being pregnant.
She's pregnant because
she's kind of long in the tooth to be pregnant, no?
I don't know, man. Let's see. Trina's older than me, and I'm 41.
Yeah, I think Trina's like 45.
Let's see. Hold on. She's 44.
Oh,
you don't
see?
know that, nigga? That was that joint, and it still rang off.
Do you remember that song "Sugar" by Trick Daddy? I heard it today actually, and oh my god, like it just brought back
I did not know
memories.
Trina was with Kenya Martin. So the lip tattoo on Kenya Martin's neck is Trina's lips. Interesting. Trina had a miscarriage by Wayne. I remember when they dated. Okay. Fans think... Okay, so Hip Hop Vibe says fans think Trina is pregnant after performance at 23 BET Awards.
She
Um,
is.
they think she is. I'm just saying you have to watch it. I don't know. I can't tell if it's just natural weight or if she's pregnant. I don't know. I tell you what, I'm gonna send this to you, and you tell me what you think. Actually, this picture looks doctored. Hold on, nigga. They put some extra weight on her. That ain't right. That picture looks doctored. Hold the fucking phone.
I'm looking at the pictures. Hold on. Wait. Actually, hold up.
You don't know that nigga? No, no. Oh, you don't know that nigga?
Oh, she low key looks kind of like a Oompa Loompa or like the penguin.
That's
So I
why I
don't know.
said that picture looked doctored because that don't look right, man.
She looks like the penguin, but I'm not gonna do my good girl like that. I love Trina.
Well,
Trina is the whole anthem.
remember when Kim, we hadn't seen Kim for a while, and everybody said Kim looked like a fucking Oompa Loompa. She was shaped like a Teletubby. Um, I can't
She
tell.
is.
Remember,
I'm
y'all,
sorry,
Trina
she
said in an
is.
interview she ever get pregnant again. She don't want to announce it due to previous miscarriages. If she is, I pray for a healthy baby and congrats. This is what people are saying on Twitter. I don't know. Somebody said, why every time y'all see a woman a little thick, she got to be pregnant. Y'all are so used to these genetically modified lab-built bodies and question every time a woman fluctuates in size. Well, she's carrying the weight right there in her stomach, so that's why. Um,
She could be. I mean, but if she is, congrats. If she's not, I'm sorry. But maybe it was just a bad angle.
I don't know if she... See, that outfit doesn't
And
help.
I don't want to touch on that because of the fact that she could not be, and I don't want to be, oh
Right.
my God, like talking about women's weight and shit,
Right. I definitely don't want us to come off like that type of show because that's not what we doing. Um, I don't know. Somebody check on the Nicki Minaj fans. I don't know if she won anything tonight. She is actually live on IG right now. Oh Lord, I'm afraid to click on it because ain't no telling.
Oh, and I just got the post. Hold on. Okay, so all she's doing is showing a performance. She's just showing a performance. She's not talking. She's just showing a performance.
Yeah, where is she? Because that's not the BET Awards. Clearly, they
It
know.
might have been an after party or something.
I guess. I don't think she won anything tonight. Let's check. Let's see. Because you know her fans, them barbs will get fucking miserable on Twitter, dog. Let's see. Here are the winners. Okay. Lotto and Coco Jones accepted awards in the telecast. So yeah, they didn't show many. Album of the year. Who won? All you showing is the fucking nominees. Come on, Billboard. Where's the X so I can close out of this bum ass? There we go. Fuck. Guys, it doesn't tell you who did this. Billboard, you're not highlighting which one of them won. Okay, well, Billboard's a stupid fucking site. Let's go elsewhere. Uh, Entertainment Weekly. Let's see if they got it correct. Okay. Again, y'all are not telling us who won. Is the person at the top the winner? Jesus Christ. Y'all got to do better than this. CNN, let's see if they got it. Okay, so I'm guessing the person at the top is the winner. Album of the year, Anyway, Life's Great by Glorilla, apparently. Because on every list, on every site, they have them in order, and I'm guessing the person who's at the top is the winner. I have not heard the full Actually, I've not heard any of the Glorilla album. Have you?
No.
Okay, so apparently she won Album of the Year. Best Female R&B Pop Artist goes to Ari Lennox. Best Male R&B Pop Artist goes to Blast. Best Group goes to the City Girls. Best Collaboration, Big Energy Remix, Lotto, Mariah Carey, and DJ Khaled. Best Female Hip Hop Artist, Cardi B. Best Male Hip Hop Artist, 21
Chief Keef was
Savage.
there.
Yeah, Chief Keef was there. Shout out to Keef. Shout out to Keef and them.
Did you know he was banned?
Yeah, they said his BET ban ended this year, so great to see they brought him out. What the fuck was he
Yeah,
banned for? He didn't show
because
up
he
to
was
some
supposed to
shit.
do a performance and he didn't show up.
He didn't show up. That's what it was. 21 Savage getting Best Male Hip Hop Artist. Okay, I guess. I'm not really. Whatever. Not in the category where J. Cole is apparently and Kendrick are there, and not for nothing, Drake and Future as well. And 21 Savage took it home. I don't know. Video of the year, We Warm Embrace by Chris Brown. Video director of the year, no. Okay, so they haven't updated these, so it's not the person at the top, because in this one they actually have Tiana Taylor marked as the winner and ASAP Rocky is at the very top. So they don't have any of the fucking winners other than what was shown on TV. Nobody has the winners updated. Why would y'all post it like y'all did?
I don't know.
The Hollywood Reporter was reporting the winners live, but we don't know who won the other categories. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Now we do. Hollywood Reporter, Album of the Year was actually a tie. I don't know how the fuck this happened. Renaissance by Beyonce and SOS by SZA. They tied to win. So I guess that's why you don't show that one on TV, because you'd have to have them both come up there and give acceptance speeches. Best Female Pop.
I wonder why they. I mean, I know why, but I feel as though, like, goddamn, y'all know Beyonce not coming. Fuck.
Clearly, she's on tour. Best Female R&B Pop Artist actually is SZA. Best Male R&B Pop Artist was a tie, Chris Brown and Usher. Interesting.
Whoa. That's what I said. Whoa.
Best Group, Drake and 21 Savage. Best Collaboration actually went to Wait For You, Future, Drake, and Tim's.
I will wait for you.
Best Female Hip Hop Artist, Lotto. They showed that one on the show, so that one I knew. Best Male Hip Hop Artist, Kendrick Lamar. Okay, so all is right with the universe. Video of the Year, Kill Bill by SZA, which is a great video. And shout out to SZA for not lying.
I never saw it.
It's a good video. But also shout out to SZA because she looks amazing, but also for not lying and letting us know that, yes, she went and got a BBL, because it's not like we didn't know. Video of the Year, Tiana Taylor, of course. Best New Artist, Coco Jones, who was very moved and crying. So she really, shout out to Coco Jones. Number one, she is doing a phenomenal job as Hillary on Fresh Prince, or Bel Air. Bel Air is what it's called. I'm sorry, but very talented young lady as well. So, Dr. Bobby Jones Best Gospel Inspirational Award, Bless Me by the Maverick City Music and Kirk Franklin. That nigga Kirk Franklin go win him an award. Viewer's
Choice. Do nothing else.
Viewer's Choice, Beyonce, Break My Soul. Best International Act, Burner Boy.
I don't like that song.
It grew on me. I didn't like it initially. BET Her, Break My Soul by Beyonce. Best Movie, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Congrats. Best Actor, Damson Idris, of course. Our good friend Frank
Of course,
Hussein.
he had to win.
I can't even... Did you see Meech's post? He was like, I wasn't even an actor, and now I'm nominated with all these guys, man. Okay,
Shut your dirty ass up.
You playing your daddy. You know, I mean, is it really that hard? Like, you grew up around this nigga. You don't have to take notes because the nigga was sitting there making you bowls of cereal. Is it that hard? Because
He was not making him bowls of cereal because he was out doing shit.
If a nigga asked you to play Stephen Pichelle, I'd have that shit down pat. Who the fuck? What the fuck? That's all my dad says. So I would like, but in this category, Amin Joseph, who was Uncle Jerome, Brian Tyree Henry,
Yeah.
yeah, Daniel Kaluuya, Donald Glover, Michael B. Jordan. When you look at those names, like, how the fuck did Meech even make it in this category? Seriously.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And I mean, not saying he's awful at what he does, but you're right, because the thing is that you have these phenomenal actors, and then you got me.
Yes. Best Actress, Angela Bassett, love her. Young Stars Award, Marseille Martin, who was Diane on Blackish. Sportswoman of the Year, Angel Reese. I can see that. I can see that. She had a big year. Sportsman of the Year, Jalen Hurts of the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to Jalen. Um, and that's it. That is everybody. So now we do know all the winners. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so shout out to them, but also shout out to my man Trevor, aka Busta Rhymes. Like I said, I saw the New York State of Mind tour last year. Wu Tang, Nas, and Busta Rhymes, and Busta killed it. Um, and then not only did he do his plethora of hits, he allowed Coi Leray to come up and do hers, and he brought on some I guess you would call them reggae artists. Excuse me. He shared the stage with some other people during what was his performance for winning, the Lifetime Achievement Award. So shout out to Bus for that. And yeah, all in all, it was a good show. The hip hop 50 thing was dope. Shout out to Kid Capri, the world famous DJ Kid Capri. Shout out to D Nice. Shout out to everybody that performed. It was a good night for the culture. It really was. This is, I'm guessing, the last show under the old guard. Obviously, we know Tyler Perry just made the purchase, like last week or something like that. So I don't know how involved he'll be in next year's production. But it was a good show. It was a really good show. And
They said that you could tell that the writers are on strike
yes.
from.
Well, many people, when they went on stage tonight, they definitely referenced, like, especially people who were in those drama series and stuff like that on BET Plus, they were like, we stand with the writers. They made it very, very, aware that they stood with the writers. And they should, because I'm sorry, getting AI to take writers' jobs, it's going to be a bunch of bullshit. Nobody wants to watch that.
First of all, AI doesn't. So this is my honest opinion, and this is me. This is Bree. AI cannot tell what's funny and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not an actual human, so it doesn't actually have emotions. Exactly. So shit could definitely go left. Like, I'll be like, hey, what the fuck? Because what? That wasn't funny. Like, So that's why definitely it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. I had asked somebody if they were still on strike. So obviously they still are, right?
They are. They definitely are.
Because somebody had tweeted to give the writers whatever it is that they want. And that's how I feel. Because reason being, and I'm going to tell you why I feel this way. And Derek will probably agree. Because the longer they're on strike, the longer it is before like Euphoria and shit comes back.
They already said Euphoria look forward to be 2025.
That's see, I don't know. And one thing about that type of shit, you kind of, when you have to wait that long, you kind of... I lose interest in the show because I'm like, fuck, I've been waiting that long.
And you have to go back and binge the most recent season to remember what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, and I don't
know. No. They say that the next Spider-Verse film we're probably not going to see till 2025 because of the writer's strike as well.
Give them what I said. Remember, I said before when they first went on strike, I was like, just give them what they want. We can't.
Remember, there was a SAG strike. We've had strikes within the last 15 years or so. So I think the production companies are nuts if they really think that AI can write better scripts than actual humans. Like you said, they can't understand emotion or anything like that. They just can't. I think it's absolute bullshit. Pay those fucking people because they've been entertaining us our entire lives. Our entire lives.
Absolutely.
For those who are not in a union, I feel bad for you because I'm looking up and I just thought about this. WWE has writers too, but we ain't missed no episodes of Raw or SmackDown. So I guess them people know better than to try to tell Vince what they not gonna do, because he'll get rid of your ass real fucking quick. But Vince is a whole problem in his fucking self. but please pay the writer.
You fucking rapist.
You know what? I don't mean to laugh
I'm
at
sorry.
that
I'm
because
sorry. I'm
it's
sorry.
not funny, but I get it. I get it. But we shouldn't laugh. We should not laugh.
It just slipped out.
Vince McMahon is a fucking. He is something.
I'm
That's
sorry,
all I'm saying.
podcast.
Vince is fucking something. Have you seen that ridiculous Gomez Adams mustache he has?
Yo, and the funny thing is that I mean, why do I always have something to say?
Vince is nuts,
I'm
man.
sorry.
Vince is
Billy.
nuts. He is something. That's all. Man. Vince is fucking something.
Oh, now my back hurts. So we good.
Anyway, so
Sorry, guys.
I just want to check. I think we might have had a few more things to cover. But Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, man.
How about Jim Jones being annoying?
Okay, did you hear the Pusha T verse?
I did. I heard a bits and pieces
Also,
of it.
I did not notice Smino was from St. Louis either, so shout out to him. I had to support my people. I did not know Smino was from St. Louis. So
shout out to you. But what I did think was funny about the Jim Jones beef, they said Pusha T premiered his diss track at a Louis Vuitton fashion show with Beyonce and Jay-Z, and then they said Jim Jones premiered his in front of a bodega where two rats was fighting over a chopped liver sandwich.
In front of a bodega, and him be like, that wasn't a top 50 verse. Jim, when have you ever had a top 50 verse? Like, let's stop.
First of all, I only know one song by Jim Jones, and that's We Fly High, and that song was not good. It was not a good song.
It was a club hit, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I won't take that away from Jim. I won't take it. And
I mean, yes, it was a club hit, but it's not something I would listen to in my headphones. It was not a good song.
Dipset itself was a fucking movement. However, nobody has ever said, yo, that nigga Jim killed that verse. You've never heard a nigga say
But
that.
I was about to, so with that being said, Dipset was a movement, not Jim Jones.
So last night I sent you, or yesterday afternoon, it popped up on the anniversary, obviously with it being the BET Awards. We talked about this when Whitney accepted her Lifetime Achievement Award. And she
Our favorite bass head.
Hey, hold on, not too much on Whitney. God bless. You know, the more,
Hey, she's been coming up a lot lately.
the more that I started doing research, I didn't know, and she looked good in Waiting to Exhale. They had to shut the film down for a couple of days because she had an overdose in the Waiting to Exhale set.
Oh my God!
And so the worst part about it is Lela Rochon is dating Leon in the movie, right? And then she's dating the other dude, the dude that was Uncle George in ATL. I can't think of his name right now. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes, of course, yes.
So he did coke. His character did coke in the movie. And I found this was really egregious. She was like, well, he says he only does it on the weekend. That's what Lela Rochon's character says. And Whitney's character is like, girl, what do you expect him to say? He's a crackhead? And when I heard that, I was like, why would they give her that fucking line? Why would they give her that line? Bro,
well, ma'am,
the
ain't that
irony.
the pot calling the kettle black?
Yo, exactly. I was like, why would they do that? Why would they
trying to
do
be fucking
that?
funny.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh my
But
God.
the crazy part is, if Whitney was on crack then, that's the prettiest crackhead I ever fucking saw in my life.
She looked great. She definitely was beautiful in Waiting to Exhale. Either
Fucking
they did a great
gorgeous.
job with her makeup and shit.
Shout out to the makeup department. Savannah, he's
Because
a
she
good man.
she was very glossy and beautiful. Unless we
Whitney
were high.
looked
I don't
fucking phenomenal in Waiting to Exhale. And Whitney was gorgeous either way. Oh my gosh, she was so goddamn fine in The Bodyguard and The Preacher's Wife, man. Shout out to.
All right, he over there drooling, y'all. Y'all heard his mouth getting
they'll
wet.
never be- but when she got on that goddamn stage, and somebody was like, "Thank Bobby," and she was like, "Hold on, I got this. That's me." And she was like, "You better lay low." Whitney was high as fuck on that stage, bro. And her mama was back there. Yo, her bird was so fucking upset. Whitney was high as giraffe pussy on that stage. I cannot. That shit came up. I was like, I'm really trying not to laugh because look, I have.
Look, Derek probably the whole time Derek was like, "Fuck," she keeps calling her a base head, and I keep trying to save her, but fuck, she's
And
making
that's
it
right.
worse.
And you were 100% right. Like, I'm trying to shoot her some bail. God bless her, but god damn, Whitney, what the fuck?
Whitney, give me something here.
What that nigga Cat Williams
Give
say
me
she smoked her
something.
kneecaps off? Like, I have Whitney's first album on vinyl. That's how, like, but, like, god damn, girl, what the fuck? And what's up with your team? They had that fucked up wig on her head. I'm like,
Oh my god, she was all sweat. That was the crazy part. Was I was thinking when I saw that video, I was like, "Hey, did she run off from her team? They couldn't catch her because she was sweaty. She looked like her wig fell off, and she just slapped
you
it back."
better lay low.
Like, they should have, like how they used to when you was on stage at a comedy show and they had the little thing that they pull you off the stage with. That's what they should have did to her.
the big ass hook. You wanted them to use the big ass hook on Whitney?
Whitney looked terrible, bro. She looked every bit of fucking high. Like, I don't know what the fuck she was on that night, but it had to be some good shit.
I don't know, man.
Like,
so
my
yeah.
girl was high, like you say, as giraffe pussy.
How's giraffe pussy? I'm gonna run through some topics real quick. Seems to be a lot of St. Louis shit coming up. University City man sentenced to 5 years in prison for Missouri Medicaid and pandemic loan fraud.
Yes.
I'm from U City, and seeing shit like this, I'm like, damn, why is it always my people that's fucking up? Man?
Yeah,
So,
because I don't know anybody
but
besides
anybody else
celebrities
that
who
went to jail
got.
for the PPP loan until this nigga.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
but
I
hey,
don't
5
fucking.
years ain't that long for that amount of money, so
Again, why is it always my people? Scottie Pippen's ex-wife, Larsa Pippen, has been awarded 50% of his Chicago Bulls retirement fund. I think this is absolute bullshit. I think this is absolute
Here's my
bullshit.
thing: if he was taking her to Pound Town as much as he should, she probably need that money to buy a new pussy.
Larsa's fucking lying. She said Scotty fucked her 4 times a day. Isn't that what she said?
I think
During
she
the
said
season?
7.
Okay. You have 82 games in an NBA season. That's the regular season. I can't remember how many are in the preseason, and you have to win 16 games to win the NBA title. That you have to win 16. That don't mean you're not going to play more than that. The last time the Lakers in 01 only lost 1 game in the postseason. They lost game 1 of the finals to Allen Iverson and the Sixers. That's the game where Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue. Up until then, they had won every game straight. They only lost 1 game in the postseason that year. So if you saying this nigga was knocking you down 4 times a day, you're lying. So unless you was going on the road with him, because
And she probably wasn't, but I'm gonna say this because we gonna cut that real short. She don't deserve half that man fucking money, and she
No.
out here making a motherfucking fool of him. And like I said, Scotty, I'm not telling you what to do, but you need to do something.
Well, he showed up at the airport in black Air Force Ones, and my man Killer
Look, he gonna stump that bitch out. He gonna stump that bitch out.
Cameron, Killer Cam, you gotta love this man, Killer, man. Quote, "Nah, we gotta watch Scotty. He on a mission. After having to give up half, he put on black Air Force Ones, try to throw us off with the bubblegum bottom. Nah, homie, spotted at the airport carousel. Niggas better check that bag. He kidding."
Shut up. Move it right
Shout out
along.
to Killer,
Shut up,
man.
Cameron.
Shout out to Killer, man. God damn.
You know what, Cameron? You go check on your homie Jim right now, okay?
Cam ain't fucking with Jim, man. And then J.R. Ryder gonna have the nerve to say, "Don't say nothing about Cam, Jewels, or Jim. Don't make me come outside." Nigga, they didn't even have you come up for the verses. The fuck out of here, man. That dipshit shit is
We
dead.
don't know you, sir.
No, J.R. Ryder had bars, but like, nigga, you were in the crowd for verses. You were in the crowd watching. The niggas didn't even have you come up on stage.
He wasn't even in the studio, y'all. He was at home in the crowd
And
watching.
you would and rest assured, J.R. Ryder was the best lyricist in Dipset, and they didn't even bring you on stage. Nigga, there's a problem there. Fuck out of here.
What'd you
Um,
do, bro?
Cardi B responds to Tasha K regarding a takeoff comment. Oh boy.
They seem like they like are they in love because they keep going back and forth.
Nah, Tasha K a fucking idiot because so Tasha said, wasn't she posting guns right after Takeoff died and on the internet cutting up not long after his sudden takeoff? Bad taste. I'm just asking, everyone grieves differently. Cardi saw this and tweeted it, and Tasha K with your despicable ass to bring up Takeoff to prove a fake ass point is disgusting. I lost weight, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. Me and my man still dealing with that to this day. I'm a rapper. We target it all the time, so of course I have guns for protection. But since you want to be funny for comments, I'm going to make sure your kids don't go to college. You think my lawyers don't know you hiding money in Africa? I'm going to make sure I get every rare cent of my $4 million. They'll never put Takeoff name in your mouth. Tasha K is talking reckless for somebody that got sued by Cardi B and lost the case, and you got to pay that woman. Nigga, I wouldn't say nothing but Cardi looks amazing every day. You out your fucking mind. You really playing with some heat right there, lady.
I don't know. It's you know what? I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. You wouldn't be able to shut me up either.
Man, what? A motherfucker sue you for some money you ain't got. Remember Tierra Marie was talking reckless and 51 that case? You ain't heard from that girl
Yeah.
since. Cause she ain't got the money to pay that nigga. 50 said, I want mine right now. You ain't heard from Tierra Marie since. Tasha K, take a page out of Tierra Marie's book, okay? You should not be talking when you owe that woman money. A motherfucker tell you they gonna make sure your kids don't go to college. They want every penny. Every fucking penny. You gonna be destitute in the fucking broke house because you can't seem to put the fucking MacBook down.
If I was the judge in this case, I'd be like, Cardi, stop. You're being childish.
Never, never. Sometimes, look, 50 might be the pettiest nigga ever. Everybody should have a petty switch, and the highest on the meter should be 50 Cent, and Cardi should be like 3/4 of the way up. If I tell you I'm about to hit 50 Cent on your ass, you need to leave me alone because that's the ultimate petty. He won't. That nigga, you don't. Him and Ja, that shit goes back to 1998 and 99. It is 2023. He still won't leave that nigga alone. He still won't leave that nigga alone. That's the ultimate petty. Leave that woman alone. Because now you out this motherfucker broke as shit. Stupid ass.
You heard Derek. Leave that woman alone.
Songwriter for Future, DJ Khaled, sentenced to life in prison without parole. Numerous reports have confirmed that famed songwriter Justin J. Wright has been sentenced to life without the possibility of parole for the 21 slaying of Wright's girlfriend, Walana Bibbs.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing about this, but
No, but wow. Well, that's a bummer and a mood killer.
I think that here's the thing. They're saying he wrote for them. They need to stop doing that because it's interpreted the wrong way. Because then a motherfucker think I put pen to pad and then I gave you the paper and said, here, go in the booth and spit this. People will give you a line like, no, you should say this. And then all of a sudden they get some people will give you a writing credit. I hate to even bring this up. People be like, yeah, and that's why Drake. I'm like, no. The reference tracks leaked. Drake took everything Quentin Miller said. He didn't borrow a line here or borrow a line there. The reference tracks leaked. Courtesy of DJ Drama and what's your man? Funkmaster Flex. We heard the references. Drake took the whole goddamn verse, the melody, everything. That's different. I'm talking about being in the studio with your man or your homegirl and being like, oh, fuck, I'm stuck. I need a line here. And then be like, okay, say this. Oh, shit, you know what? That sound good. And then it helps them finish a verse or something like that or start off a verse. I'm not saying he could have written.
Yeah.
To even put Khaled name as there in there is weird because it's like Khaled got a new album coming out. Khaled just saying his name over some tracks that other niggas like. Come to find out, he don't even produce half of that shit. More than half of it. So you getting beats from a whole other people, you putting artists on it, and then you putting that shit out. Oh, it's a new Khaled album. If you're a
Yeah.
DJ, then yeah, you're doing under the same vein that maybe Clue or Envy or them niggas do it too. But you're not like, come on, bro. I just though that's always weird to me. And I'm surprised that Khaled is still around because shit, that We Taking Over with that Listen album, that shit was like '05 or '06. It's 2023. Like, I don't need a Khaled album every year, every other year. I really don't. I really and
I
truly do
agree.
not. I really and truly do not. Like, I'm
I
on one
agree.
was a moment. Um,
Actually, that one, I don't know if you remember this one, but he had like, I mean, it was actually very good. He had like that one where, and don't forget about Compton, nigga, with Kanye. I'm not Kanye. Kendrick Lamar and Kendrick Lamar was in it, and J. Cole was in it, and
he got some hits
One
every
for the
once in a
Money.
while. I remember the "I'll Hold You Down" with Chris Brown, August Alsina, and all them. I like that record, but I don't need a new Khaled record every time I
I
come
agree.
around.
We don't need one every year. He has a few songs that were great, like the one with Drake. And y'all know I'm not a Drake fan, but that
Definitely
one
not.
where Drake was singing, he was like, "I
The
fly
pop
you out
star
to
one.
Greece." No, the one
Oh
I fly
no,
you out to Greece.
yes, he had two
Every
records on that
with
project.
your
It was
wifey,
that
I get
one.
chills. You know which one I'm talking about?
He had two records on that project. It was that one and that pop star one. And he wasn't even in the pop star video. It was Justin Bieber.
Bitches, bitches calling my phone like I'm like the.
Yeah, yeah, that shit. Those were
I've
both on
never
the
even.
same
I only
project.
heard one song off of God Did. So
The only
hold on.
song I heard
I'm
from
trying to
God
find
Did
the
was the one with
album.
the whole verse, the 4 minute whole verse. Um, yeah, I don't need a future. I mean, a Khaled project that often. I really don't. Like, there's a such thing as oversaturation, my nigga. Like, you were doing too much when you were on fucking Snapchat all the time on your little fucking adventures and shit, nigga. Like
Stop.
that, like yo, you ain't subscribed to Khaled no more. Fuck no. Why do I want to see this nigga riding a fucking jet ski in Biscayne Bay and shit like that? I don't want to see that shit. Or Star Island. Get the fuck out of here. Then this nigga flossing how rich he is, and I'm in this motherfucker broke. Boy, get the fuck out of here. No, no, thank you. Um,
Hell's Kitchen. No, that's not what that was in it. Hell's Kitchen
may,
was a good one too, but that's because they had good artists in there. J. Cole.
I got the keys was a good one. Hove slid on that one. Jermaine's interlude, Nas album done. For free, Drake, would you fuck me for free? Those are good records, but Khaled, just like, bro, just go away for a minute, and
I'm
we'll
trying to
appreciate you
find
more.
the one, and don't forget about Compton, nigga. I
I
wish
don't.
you would was a good one.
I wish you was cool.
I think it was on the album. They
What
ready,
was the
they ready.
one?
That's the name of it. They ready. They ready
What
for
was the one? It
whatever.
was Fat Joe, Chris Brown, and Nicki. Was that another round? Or no, that
Oh,
was a Fat Joe
that
song.
was no, that was them. I was just looking at it actually. Hold on.
No, another
His
round was
first.
just Fat Joe and
Oh
Chris
no,
Brown.
another round. Yeah, that was just Chris Brown. But there was one with Nicki Minaj, and I was just looking at it actually
Khaled
because
and
I
them.
was
Hold
going.
on. Which album is that on? It's a fucking shame. God damn. 2022, 2021, 2019, 2017, 2016. I changed a lot. When did this come out? 2015.
I want to
Suff-
be with you. That one has Nicki Minaj in it.
Suffering from Success,
No
2013.
new friends. I
Um,
think the best two albums he had was Suffering from Success and Kiss the Ring.
Kiss the Ring had that one song, Hip Hop. That's my shit. Uh, I can't think of that fucking song. It was Fat Joe, Chris Brown, and Nicki. Take It to the Head.
Yeah, oh yeah. I forgot about that one. But
That one.
I mean, hey, but like we said, I agree with you. He doesn't need a new album every year,
That's a
and
lot
that's
of
that.
just looking at it. That's Kiss the Ring
Yeah, like I'm
was
looking at this one right
2012.
here.
Suffering
It
from
had
Success is
16 songs on
2013.
it. Mm-hmm. I
I
Changed a
Changed a
Lot
Lot
was
is 2015.
2015.
Major Key was
Major
2016.
Key was 16. Grateful was
Grateful was
17.
2017. Father
Father
Rashad was
of a
2019.
Side
That's too
was,
much, bro. There's a such thing as
yeah, it's
oversaturation.
literally almost one a year. Yeah,
There's a such thing
it's
as
almost one a
oversaturation.
year. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Yep. Any more topics for tonight?
Um, the other conversation I wanted to have about influencers, and I don't want to go too long on this one because we've been at it for almost an hour and 20 minutes. I just want to say
Yeah.
this, and obviously with the awards tonight, it kind of plays into it a lot as well. My question is this, because I was watching somebody's content and they're like, I'm an influencer, and they're like, what did you do before this? And I forgot what it was, and it's like, oh, I moved from Denver to LA and then LA to New York, and I just hop on planes. What's going to happen when you don't do that anymore? When Instagram, like MySpace was the biggest thing in the world at one point, remember? And then all of a sudden
Right.
it
Yeah.
wasn't cool anymore. It wasn't cool anymore. I remember people were like, when Twitter first jumped off, people were like, that's stupid. Why would you want to sit there like, y'all know y'all not talking to the real person? And then they had to do the blue check mark to verify people and this, that, and the third. What happens? Facebook was popping super hard too. Now it's more, they call it the grandparents' social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
happens when Instagram and TikTok and these big places, like, what if they just, what if they end up like MySpace? And granted, they Instagram will have had a longer run than
Or like
MySpace.
Vine.
Vine too.
Vine.
Because when TikTok came out, I was like, shit, this ain't nothing but Vine 2.0.
Yeah.
And we're at the point where TikTok may be phased out. Remember, because they're getting to the point where I think they're gonna remove it from the App Store or something like that. Because they
Well,
can go,
some places are banning you.
yeah. So then what? I think
Yeah.
it's weird. My question is this: like, you went to school. Let's say you went to college and got a degree, and then you work in your degree field, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna make content. So you risk not being able to eat, not being able to pay your bills because it's gonna take a minute to be like. So I'm gonna tell you stories about a couple people. So there was my cousin, and he was just like, he didn't want to put any effort into the podcast. Now this is when we had a whole recording studio and shit. We had a big meeting set up, and he's a gamer too. And there was a situation where we were gonna get put on some esports teams and competitions and all that shit. So we had done an episode the week before, and D'Angelo was phenomenal with the promotional stuff, promotional materials, editing, and stuff like that. So he learned how to take our episodes and basically make stop animation with them with the audio. So, and Snoop, you can get mad if you want that I'm telling this story. You know it's true, and everybody else knows it's true. And I love you, but you were wrong for this. So, while we're recording, he's in the studio, in the booth. We had a whole room that was a vocal booth, basically, where the mics and stuff were. We had couches, the whole nine in there. So, knowing it's time to record, he starts taking phone calls, gets on a phone with the phone with a girl, and walks in and out of the booth. So the next week, when D'Angelo cuts the cartoon and puts it together and sends it to us, Snoop got in his feelings apparently, because then I talked to him. I was like, we're gonna record at this time. We have a big meeting. Da 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 da. Like, I was getting furniture moved into the studio, the whole nine. Like, it was a big thing. I had my own desk there with my desktop Mac, and like, it was a real big thing. We spent a lot of money decorating the studio and putting equipment and furniture in there. So he was like, no, he said he got off at 7. So I was like, all right, I gotta go. I'm gonna run to the studio, unpack some of this stuff, and then I'll be back to get you. So we had an Xbox at the studio. So somebody was playing, and they were playing signed into my profile. And I looked up, and you can see your friends that are online. And I was like, it was like 3 in the afternoon. And this nigga was online. And I was like, he's supposed to be at fucking work. Because if he wasn't at work, he could have brought his ass down here earlier and helped us, unpack and shit. So I call him. No, I text him first. He didn't respond. Text him again. He didn't respond. I start calling him. He doesn't answer. We don't hear from him for 2 weeks. I'm like, damn, bro, what the hell was that shit about? Like, you missed a really important meeting. We had some great shit set up, some shit that would have been perfect for you. My character didn't have no lines in the cartoon. I was like, what? Yeah, all y'all got to say shit. My character didn't have no lines. Now remember, this is audio pulled directly from the episode. And what did I tell you he did? He got up and took a phone call, and it wasn't an important phone call. It was just a chick he was trying to get with. So he's walking in and out of the recording booth talking to this girl. So he was like, all y'all had lines. My character didn't say nothing. Even Juan in the cartoon. I was like, you were in the cartoon too. No, I'm not. I was like, yeah, you are. You walked out of the frame. Just like you walked out of the recording booth. Well, how come my character didn't say nothing? I was like, you do understand that was actual audio pulled from the episode. Your character doesn't say anything because you didn't say anything. You left the booth to talk to old girl. Y'all niggas did me dirty, man. I'm done. That's how he quit. He could not understand the concept that he thinks that we apparently went and all recorded audio separately for the cartoon. I'm like, no, that audio's taken. That's live audio from the episode. What are you fucking talking about? So he did that shit, but he never really wanted to do it. He used it. There was a girl that worked at the Microsoft store. He used to go up there and play at Xbox tournaments and stuff like that. And there was a girl that worked there, and he had been trying to get with her, and she had given him her number. And every time he would hit her up, she would kind of brush him off. So then finally, once we started the podcast, this nigga gets on the phone with her and starts lying. Yeah, I got my own podcast. Like, I'm not, and I'm sitting 5 feet away. I'm like, well, number one, nigga, let's be real. I started the podcast. Juan pays for the server. I came up with the title. D'Angelo does the editing. So the three of us get producer credits. You're just on the show. I got my own podcast. I got my own studio. He's telling this girl this just to impress her so he can get with her. Stupid shit like that. So, my thing is this. I had another point too. I can't think of what the other story was. The links that people are willing to go to look important is interesting to me. But what happens when that platform is no longer there for you to look important? What happens then?
That's a good question, because the thing is that not only that, but here's the thing. At some point, guess what? People are no longer going to want to watch your videos. They're going to be bored with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and he didn't talk to us he didn't talk to me for 2 weeks. He didn't talk to the rest of them for quite a minute after this. And I was like, you're really in your feelings about something that essentially was your fault. Like, it's not like we shit on you. Y'all did me dirty. How did we do you dirty? There's no audio of you because there's no audio of you, buddy. Like, I don't understand.
You didn't record it.
You know how many times I tried to explain that to him? He still didn't get it. No, that's dirty.
Like, were we supposed to use AI back then? What the fuck?
He was really upset. Once he couldn't use the podcast as a crutch anymore to try to get girls, it didn't matter to him. And it's not the same as like a platform falling by the wayside, but I've seen people take this stuff and like the new thing, and it sucks because we're doing this, but how many people want to be rappers or podcasters? Because
right,
all you need is a laptop, and any idiot can go to fucking Amazon and order a microphone, a mic stand, and an audio interface and plug it in, and all of a sudden you're a rapper, or you get a beat and put it there and you rap over, I'm a rapper, check out my new mixtape, or I'm a podcaster. And half of these shows don't be about nothing. There's no substance to them. And there's probably somebody listening saying, well, y'all show ain't all that much substance. But we told you what we were here for when we started this shit. We're going to give you some topics. We're going to discuss them. We're going to get these jokes off at the same time. But we're also going to dissect things. You got that little. Have you seen that cartoon where them dudes having a little podcast and the dude like, man eat steak, man eat chitlins and shit, all that shit. Man work on
No, I
cars.
haven't.
Yeah, so then they was like, have you ever had a girlfriend? He's like, nah, man, I never had no girlfriend. It's like, well, nigga, how are you qualified to tell anybody anything? But to the influencers, I'm just like, you can't. If you go and try to start a new Instagram account now, you're gonna get a bunch of bots and fake pages to follow you.
Yeah.
On my page for my blog, June is the busiest time of the year for me, and then December as well because gaming season and then the game awards are at the end of the year. So I'm posting all the stuff that's going to be coming out that we're going to be playing, and then it never fails. Somebody will comment, promote it on such and such page, promote it here. Hey, this is great content. Promote it here, and then I'll receive emails and DMs like, "Yeah, you should come work with us. We just asked for a fee. I'm not paying you shit. I'm not."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you just can't start an Instagram today and because now you're going to get a bunch of bots. It's not like when Instagram first came out and all your follows were genuine, actual people that you knew or
Yeah.
you met online. Oh, so the other person, I'm sorry. So there was Justin. So Justin's a very interesting situation because he just refused to work. Antoine at least had a job. Justin didn't want to work. The thing was, Justin has really bad Crohn's. So he had FMLA at his job and he ended up in the hospital and they fired him, which you can't do if it's under FMLA because it was because of his Crohn's. So then he started getting disability and didn't have to work. So he goes to get an eye exam and the results come back good, so his eyesight's good. And then he goes to his
Mhm.
annual doctor's appointment and the doctor's like, "No, you look good." And you like and even I said I was like he put on a little weight because you could see it like even in his fingers. That's how skinny he was. You could see that he had gained weight in his fucking fingers. So the
Yeah.
doctor was like, "Yeah, you're healthy enough to work now." And Justin was just like, "Whatever." So they passed that information along to the state. The state let him know they pulled his he one day didn't get his benefits and he called the state. They were like, "Your doctor says you're healthy enough to work, so you need to go back to work." He's like, "No, I still feel like shit." And they're like, "Okay." They told him, and this is the beginning of 2020 when this happened. Like when he was on FMLA and they fired him, he lost his car, all this. He's my neighbor. And also I went to high school with his now ex-wife and his sister-in-law and then his brother-in-law. I grew up with him and went to junior high. So I knew all of them first and I met him last. Me and him worked together. He was also my neighbor. So he had got his car repossessed. I'm not seeing the car outside, or it was a SUV. I'm like, damn, what happened to your joint? Oh, it's parked in my parents' house. It's messed up right now. Truthfully, it had been repossessed. He hadn't told me that he was not working anymore. Well, this is the time. This is before Juan got married, and Juan is living here, and he was like, that nigga's not working because Juan was working third shift, and he would get home at 6 in the morning, and Justin would be outside with his son waiting for the bus. And I was like, well,
Mhm.
maybe he was going to work afterwards. He's like, no, not dressed the way he was. I'm like, okay. And keep in mind, he wanted to get fired one time. I'm a big WWE guy, right? I like wrestling still to this day. Fuck you guys. I don't care if you like it or not. So there was I want to say SummerSlam like 2015 or 2016. It was Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. And Brock Lesnar was beating the shit out of John Cena. And Justin's the ultimate John Cena fan. So this nigga texted me and was like, I hope I go to work and get fired tomorrow. I was like, you want to lose your job because John Cena lost the match that he knew he was going to lose months ago and definitely knew he was going to lose when he got to the arena that night. You know how fucking insane that sounds? He was like, I'm going to go. I hope they fire me. And Amanda's like, all right, if they fire you, I'm not paying your fucking truck payment for you, so good luck. Of course, she didn't pay it and they repossessed his truck. So, like I said, he starts getting benefits. The doctor says you're healthy enough to go back to work. Long story short, he called. This is the beginning of 2020. This is right before. He's telling me this a day before Bailey died. You remember when Bailey died?
Mhm.
Um,
And for
so,
guys who don't know, Bailey is his dog. What was his dog?
Yes, the greatest dog in the world. I did meet a very good dog Sunday though. My sister has a dog, and the dog's name is Pepper, and it's adorable. By the way, shout out to you, Pepper. Uh, and my sister's leaving to go to town for her birthday, and I hope she asks me like, "Can you watch Pepper?" Absolutely, I can watch Pepper. So anyway, I love you, Pepper. Anyway, um, they told him, he called, they were like, no, your doctor says you can work. He's like, no, I don't feel good. They were like, all right, so check this out. What we're gonna do is have like a little trial. And if they determine, he was like, they were like, you will still get benefits. When they get to the trial, if they determine that you are healthy enough to work, you have to pay back every single penny. So then a month later, COVID happens. So all the trial shit keeps getting delayed. So the day he was telling me this, Ashley, his sister-in-law, and again, one of my friends from high school, was like, damn, Justin, you better start that streaming shit. So he comes over. That's the only reason he even told me all this, because he needed to know what equipment he needed to stream and podcast and all that stuff. And I told him, I was like, dog, look around. This stuff is not cheap. I've spent quite a decent amount of money on recording equipment and stuff like that. Even when we had the studio, I invited him out to the studio multiple times to come sit in on a podcast, see how it works. He didn't want to do it. How I got into film, his best friend that he grew up with, he introduced us. And then me and James hit it off famously, and we've been thick as thieves ever since. We invited Justin to come to the set multiple times. Nah, I'm cool, but if y'all have some naked girls in the movie, invite me that day. You see what I'm saying? Just fucking lazy. So he thought that he was going to start streaming on Twitch and automatically start making money. And that's not how it fucking works. So long
Yeah.
story short, he lost a little trial. He has to pay back all that money. He works part-time at the UPS store now. And he's also divorced now. That's right, his wife left him. He didn't want to do shit around the house. Didn't want to take care of the kids. Thought playing video games with them once a week was quality time, etc., etc. I say all that to say this. I know y'all are like, why did you tell us those stories, Derek? That's it. I say that to say this. There are no shortcuts in life. There just
No.
aren't. And I know y'all are making money now, but some of your parents and some of you spent money for you to go to college to get a degree that you're not using. And I can't say anything because I have a bachelor's of science in computer science and I'm not using it, but I still go to work every day.
I have a degree and I don't use it.
Exactly. Not only do we do this podcast, I have my Patreon where I spend a lot of time creating content as well. There are no shortcuts. What happens when you haven't been working in your field or any job for quite some time because you were a quote unquote influencer and then those platforms are never available and you haven't worked in 5 or 6, 7 years and you have to go back and do a standard 9 to 5? You're not going to fucking make it. You're going to want to quit within the first day, the first week, but more than likely some of them the first day. There aren't any shortcuts in life. And I'm not trying to hate on y'all. This is not, oh, you're hating because you're not getting the opportunities others are getting. Fam, I could always use more money, but my child is healthy. My lady is healthy. My kids are healthy. What more do I need? Yeah, I would like to have the extra money. Fucking sure. But I have to go and tell you, oh, I'm going to fly off to do a secret project and all that shit. I don't need to do any of that shit. I just want, like, there are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. Everything is popular at one point. Bell bottoms were popular. Now they've come back around multiple times, right? Fine. MySpace was the go-to social media site for a Black Planet was the go-to social media site. Black Planet was supposed to be for black people, and there were even white people on there because it was the best social media site at the time. MySpace felt like nothing but a rehashed Black Planet to me, and I've said that millions of times. Initially, Facebook, you had to have a Harvard email address to get a Facebook account because it was exclusive to Harvard students, and then Stanford and Oxford and so on and so forth. Instagram, TikTok, all that shit. I don't see YouTube going anywhere because they've integrated it with television, and I spend more time watching YouTube than I do traditional TV. But I'm looking around, and I literally sat up watching this content the other day, and that's when I text you immediately as I'm watching this. I'm like, these motherfuckers sit here and do this, and they don't put in half the work that I put in. Don't put in half the hours I put in. And even when when I did the podcast with the rest of the team, and I still love every single one of them to this day. Those are still my best friends. Just because they didn't want to do it anymore means nothing. It was my passion, not and when NPR threatened to sue us, it made it a lot easier for them to walk away. But when we recorded, after we closed it down, they got to go to bed. I was the one that was up to 1, 2 in the morning doing the edit. And not to shit on you. When we get off of here, what happens? You might lay down. I'm up editing.
Yeah.
There are no shortcuts, people. And I was just watching that, and it just hit me like, I'm like, we got to talk about this, because I just want people to know that at some point, people aren't really going to care about it. You're starting to see a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't even post on Instagram any much that more. How many people do you know that have said that to you?
A lot, and being honest with you, my last post on Instagram was actually January of this
See?
year.
See?
And before that, it was August of 2022.
You remember the movie A Christmas Story, since we talked about Christmas earlier?
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out. Okay, so there's several sequels to that movie. There's one that takes place during the summer. The actors are different in all of them except for the most recent one that came out this holiday season. But the other one takes place during the summer, and it's a sequel to the original. All that boy wanted for Christmas was that Red Ryder BB gun. Remember, when you get to the summer film, that gun is like tucked away in a corner somewhere. He doesn't even touch it anymore. These are all just new toys, new shiny toys. And then once we're done playing with it, we want something else to do. So TikTok is hot right now until it's fully banned. Or people just don't care. Because MySpace was hot as shit. Black Planet was hot as fucking fish grease. Facebook was super hot and entertaining at one point. YouTube, I don't think it's lost its popularity because of the platform and what it does. But everything, like, Martin was one of the funniest shows on TV at one point, and then it was gone. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Seinfeld, The Office, fucking Snowfall. We've seen it happen. We know that these things, they have a time limit. We don't know what they are, but at some point nobody's going to care about Instagram and TikTok anymore. And then the question is to these people, what do you do then when you have to go back and join the workforce? That's my question. That's all I got, though. You got anything else for the episode before we close this thing down?
I do not. But as always, guys, thank you again for your support. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for giving us your almost 2 hours every week. Now almost 2.5 hours, because now we have our overtime episodes. But I actually did want to say, hey, have y'all ever had those fucking frosted, not frosted, but actually, what are they called? They're fucking cookies. They're like, they're frosted animal crackers and shit. Them things are bomb. They're like my favorite. But just wanted to tell you guys, go try them.
My favorite cookie is the iced oatmeal cookie. Those are so fucking good.
Oh, those are so fucking good. Those are great. Yes. Good job, Derek. Good job. And I do love me a little Debbie too. But, guys, as always, thank you so much for joining us out there in podcast land. Peace and much love to you. And don't talk to strangers, and don't flirt with girls in front of your girlfriend, because you'll get a phone thrown at you, okay? So
yeah, Uzi, you might have fucked up there, buddy.
Love you guys. Have a good night.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye.